जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंदा जय द्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंदा जय द्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंदा जय द्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा श्री नित्यानंद चरितामृत की जय। श्रील वृंदावन दास ठाकुर की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So today we are going to continue our Sri Nityananda Charitamrita reading. We are reading from the Madhya Khanda, chapter 4, Srivasa's love for Lord Nityananda and the dream of Mother Sachi. So yesterday we read Lord Chaitanya's revealing his six-armed form to Nityananda Prabhu and the prayers offered by Nityananda Prabhu to Mahaprabhu. So the next chapter is Srivasa's love for Lord Nityananda and the dream of Mother Sachi. Lord Nityananda thus stayed at the house of Srivas Pandit. He was constantly absorbed in childish mood and nothing else. He did not eat food with his own hand, but Malini Devi fed him just like her own son. Malini Devi, the chaste wife of Srivas Pandit, knew well the glories of Lord Nityananda. She thus served him as an affectionate mother. One day, Lord Gauranga was discussing Krishna with Srivas Pandit. To test Srivas Pandit, Lord Vishwambhar asked him, "Why do you always keep this mendicant in your house?" Which mendicant? Nityananda Prabhu. Uh, we don't know anything about his family and dynasty. But one thing I must say is that you are overly magnanimous. If you want to protect your family name, get rid of this beggar at once. Mahaprabhu is telling Srivas Thakur. ईशत हासिया बोले श्रीवास पंडित हमारे परीक्षा प्रभु हे नहे उचित दिने का ये तोमा भजे से हमारा प्राण नित्यानंद तोमा देहा मोहते प्रमाण मनिराज बनी जदि नित्यानंद धरे जति प्राण धन जदि मोर नाश करे तथापि आमार चित्ते नहीं बो अन्यथा सत्य सत्य तुम्हारे कोहिनू एक कथा Srivas Pandit smilingly replied, "O Lord, you are testing me. This is unfair. Anyone who worships you, even for a day, is very dear to me. Nityananda is non-different from you. There is no doubt about this. Even if Nityananda holds a pot of wine or marries a Muslim girl, still my heart will not deviate even an inch from his glorious lotus feet, though he destroys my caste, life, and wealth." Even if he destroys my caste, what to speak of my caste, he may destroy my life, he may destroy my wealth. But I'm not going to, my heart will not move even 1 inch away from his lotus feet. Even if he marries a Muslim girl, or even if if you see him holding a pot of wine. I indeed tell you the truth. When the Lord heard this from Srivas Pandit, he roared loudly and climbed on his chest. He climbed on his chest. like a baby would climb, right? He roared loudly and climbed on his chest. The Lord said, "What did you say, Srivas Pandit? You have so much faith in Nityananda? You have actually understood the most confidential glories of Nityananda. I am so very pleased with you that I will give you a boon. Even if Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, begs in the street, there will never be any poverty in your house. Everyone in your house, including cats and dogs, will achieve undivided devotional service unto me. I offer Nityananda at your disposal. Therefore, please take care of him in all respects." After blessing Srivas Pandit, the Lord returned home. Lord Nityananda would regularly wander throughout Nadia. Sometimes he swam in the middle of the Ganges, and sometimes the current of the water took him away. Sometimes he happily enjoyed sporting with the boys, and sometimes he would visit the house of Gangadas and Murari. Lord Nityananda would sometimes visit the house of Lord Chaitanya. Then Mother Sachi would show great affection to him. In a childish mood, Nityananda would try to catch hold of Mother Sachi's feet, but she would immediately run away. One day, Mother Sachi saw something in a dream. She secretly related the whole story to her son Vishwambar. She said, "At the end of night, I saw both you and Nityananda in a dream. Both of you were 5-year-old boys, fighting and running all around the house. Then I saw both of you enter the deity room and come out with deities of Krishna and Balaram. Nityananda held Krishna in his hands and you had Balaram in yours. I clearly saw all four of you fighting amongst yourselves." Then the deities Krishna and Balaram said in an angry mood, "Who are you two pretenders? Get out of here. This house, these rooms, milk, sandesh, yogurt, and everything else in this house belongs to us." Then Nityananda said, "Those days are gone when you used to steal and eat butter and yogurt. The power of the cowherd boys is finished. Now the rule of the Brahmanas is in force. Now recognize us and give up accepting all the offerings. If you don't give up out of love, then we'll beat you up. Now, if you steal the offerings, who's going to leave you alone?" Both Krishna and Balaram replied, "Don't blame us. We are going to bind up both of you pretenders right now." Then Balaram challenged Nityananda in an angry mood. "If you play mischief with us, then I swear on Krishna that you'll have to face the consequences." Nityananda replied, "I am not afraid of your Krishna. My lord is Gaur Chandra Vishwambar." Like this, all four of you quarreled amongst yourselves and ate foodstuffs by snatching from each other. I also saw someone snatch a morsel from the other's hand and eat it. Someone else took food right from the other's mouth. Then Nityananda called me, "Mother, please give me some rice to eat. I am feeling very hungry." Just then I woke up from my sleep. In fact, I couldn't understand anything, so I told you about my dream. Hearing his mother, Lord Vishwambar smiled and spoke to her in a sweet voice. "Oh, mother, you indeed had an auspicious dream. But please don't tell this to anyone else. Now I am firmly convinced the deities at your house are directly the Supreme Personality of Godhead. My heart has become more strengthened by hearing your dream. While offering food to the Lord, I repeatedly found half of the food missing. But out of shyness, I didn't tell this to anyone. Actually, I had a doubt on your daughter in law. But today that doubt is removed from my mind. On hearing her husband's words, Lakshmi Priya, who is directly the goddess of fortune, simply smiled. She heard all about the dream from inside the room. Vishwambar said, Mother, please listen. I will at once invite Nityananda and feed him. Hearing the words of her son, Sachi became very pleased and began to arrange for lunch. Accepting Sri Chaitanya and Nityananda Prabhu as my life and soul, I, Vrindavan Das, sing the glories of their lotus feet. That's the end of chapter 4. And chapter 5, I'll just read chapter 5 also because it's a small chapter and it's a continuation of this. Chapter 5, Eating Pastimes of Sriman Mahaprabhu and Lord Nityananda. Lord Vishwambar went to the place of Lord Nityananda to invite him for lunch. Lord Chaitanya said, O Gosai, today kindly accept lunch at my house. But one thing you must remember, do not play any mischief. Nityananda caught hold of his own ears and murmured, Vishnu, Vishnu. He continued like a madman playing mischief. Then he said, You consider me a naughty boy? Actually, you see everyone as being the same as yourself. That means you think I'm naughty because actually you yourself are naughty. That's why you're thinking myself and everyone else is naughty. Saying this, both of them began to laugh and they left for Vishwambar's home, discussing about Krishna on the way. When they reached the house, the relatives headed by Gadadhar welcomed them. They sat together inside the house. Ishan gave water to both Vishwambar and Nityananda for washing their feet. Then both sat down for lunch. Both the lords sat down to eat. The scene resembled Sri Ram and Lakshman eating together at the house of Kaushalya. They both began to eat just like in their former pastimes with loving exchanges. Mother Sachi happily served them food. Suddenly, the two plates of food turned into three plates right in front of her. The two lords began to smile. Then Mother Sachi returned with more food. Instead of the two lords, she found two small boys, no more than 5 years of age, sitting there. She saw two most attractive boys with black and white colors. Both were four handed and naked. They were decorated with a conch, a disc, a club, a lotus, a plow, and a stick. How many hands? A conch, a disc, a club, lotus, plow, and a stick. So that is six hands, right? It says both were four handed. They were decorated with a conch, a disc, a club, a lotus, a plow, and a stick. Yeah, so Nityananda Prabhu must have plow and stick, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu must have um, club and lotus. Okay. Um, they were also decorated with Srivatsa and Kaustuba gems and wore fish shaped earrings. She saw her daughter in law within the heart of her son. Then all of a sudden she could not see anything more. Mother Sachi fell senseless to the ground. Her whole body and clothes became wet due to tears of love. So they were both decorated with Srivatsa and Kaustuba. And on the chest of Gaur Sundar, Sacimata saw her daughter in law. All of a sudden, she couldn't see anything anymore. And she fell down senseless to the ground. Her whole body and clothes became wet due to tears of love. The rice she was carrying in her hands scattered all over the room. Seeing this extraordinary scene made Mother Sachi swoon. Mahaprabhu quickly got up and washed his hands. He picked up his mother, saying, Oh, mother, please get up. Please calm down. Why have you suddenly fallen on the ground? After a while, Mother Sachi revived and quickly tied her hair. She spoke not a word, but simply cried inside her room. Breathing heavily, her whole body shivered. She became filled with love of God and forgot everything else. Then Ishan cleaned the room, leftovers, and kitchen paraphernalia. Ishan served Mother Sachi constantly. He was thus the most fortunate person within the 14 worlds. Like this, various pastimes were enacted every day. No one except the confidential servants know the purport of these pastimes. After they finished lunch, Mother Sachi anointed the bodies of both Sri Gauranga and Nityananda Prabhu with sandalwood paste. She then offered various items for worship, such as flower garlands. Seeing Nityananda satiated the eyes of Mother Sachi, she kept staring at Nityananda's face, being maddened by her affection for him. Sri Gauranga told his mother, "You must treat Nityananda as your own son. Take care of him more affectionately than me." Mother Sachi then looked on the face of Nityananda, thinking him as her own son. She said, "From now on, you are my son. Please be kind to my Vishwambar. From today on, both of you are my sons." Speaking like this, tears flowed constantly down from Mother Sachi's eyes. Out of motherly feelings, she took Nityananda on her lap. Nityananda offered obeisances at Mother Sachi's feet, thinking her his affectionate mother. He sweetly said to her, "Mother, what you say is true. I can declare with confidence that I am actually your son. O mother, please do not consider my offenses. Know for certain that I am without a doubt your son." Filled with the emotion of being Nityananda's mother, tears flowed from the eyes of Mother Sachi and her voice choked. Both Sri Gauranga and Nityananda Prabhu merged in the ocean of motherly affection. By seeing the two sons, Mother Sachi became pleased and pacified. Accepting Sri Chaitanya and Nityananda Prabhu as my life and soul, I, Vrindavan Das, sing the glories of their feet. So that's the end of chapter 5 of Madhya Kanda. Tomorrow is actually Advaita Acharya's appearance day. Let's see. Maybe we'll read chapter 6 tomorrow if we get a chance. If not, we'll read day after tomorrow. So the next chapter, chapter 6, is Nityananda's pastimes at the house of Srivasa. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.